Hello, dear friends. We're glad to welcome you once again on Alatra TV Middle East. And today we continue our discussion about the creative society, and we're glad to find out the vision of our guest. The goal of this project is building a harmonious society, a society where each and every person would feel comfortable, would feel safe, and what's more importantly, would live happy. And more information about the project you may find out on alatraunites.com website. And today's live conversation we're hosting together with Marina. Hello, Marina. How are you doing?
Hello, Kate. I'm fine. Thank you very much for inviting me. Hello, everyone. Yes, Kate, is indeed a wonderful project, and throughout it, we also are testing the theory of six handshakes. It is our great honor and pleasure to welcome our dear guest today, Andina Nabila Irvani. She's the co-owner and creative designer of Slideshop.com from Indonesia. Welcome, Andina.
Hello, guys. Thank you, Kate and Marina, for inviting me to this wonderful interview. I hope this can give a lot of positive impact to the society.
We are so pleased, so happy to see you today with us. Could you please share a little bit more about what you do? What are your activities? And what is your primary focus today? What do you focus on in your work?
Okay. So I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is Andina Nabila Irvani. You can call me Dina. I'm from Indonesia and I live in Jakarta, the capital city of Indonesia. And I'm a co-owner of Slides. It's a local brand where I'm creating shoes and women bags for women in Indonesia and all over the world, of course. And I usually also do social volunteer activities, like I'm teaching the teachers in remote areas in Indonesia.
Wow, that's so great.
Thank
And
you.
we've seen on your profile page a really, really interesting quotation, which states, "The best of people are those who are most beneficial to people." And as we understand, this is probably your motto in life, and, like to be useful to people and to support and help each other. And what inspires you and drives you in this beginning, in this activity, and also in your professional life and beyond that? So, what is your inspiration?
My inspiration in life is the act of giving. Like I'm really inspired when people where they don't have much, but they can able to give what they have, what their skill to other people in need. I think that is one of the things that inspires me. And I'm also inspired that I can give something meaningful to other people. For example, in my what I'm doing every day in my business, uh, I'm inspired and motivated to keep growing my business because I can give a lot of job opportunities to people, to my employees, because most of my employees they only graduated from high school, and in my country, there's not a lot of job opportunities with people with that kind of education. So, uh, especially in pandemic era right now, where there's a lot of people who lost their job and don't have a job opportunity. So it is, for me, it is really meaningful to be able to give them job opportunities, and they can have job and work and get a payment from that, so they can raise a family. They can give it to feed their children and give education to their children. So that is really meaningful, that I can give something that is beneficial to others around me. And also it is inspired me that every time I get a positive testimonials from my customers who wear my shoes and my bags that I created, they usually send positive comments or positive, or when pictures when they use my shoes and my bags, and usually they wear it to like their wedding or engagement or special occasion. So it is really beautiful for me to be able to support them, to be a part of their their meaningful occasion in their life. So it is really motivating me to do more and more to create more beautiful designs of shoes and bag designs to be able to become one of the meaningful moments in other people's lives. And also in my daily activities, I also do social activities, volunteering activities where I teach teacher in remote areas in Indonesia, because maybe if you don't know yet, the education in Indonesia is not spread out evenly. In remote areas, there are schools that don't have any good facilities, or teachers that don't have a proper training for educating the students. So me and my friends create an organization where professional people from all over Indonesia who have different jobs but are willing to commit their time to teach all of those teachers in remote areas in terms of how to teach more creative way of teaching the students, and how to get ideas to teach their students, and in order to help them to educate the students better. And the teachers also give that already get the training, they give positive comments, and they're telling us that, wow, this training is really meaningful to us and really uh, a good insight for us that we can use to teach our students. And for me, that is really meaningful to me and inspire me that I can give something meaningful and beneficial to other people and can help them to grow better. So that is something that I inspire me, the act of giving and being able to give something so meaningful to other people. It is really inspire me and motivates me to give more to other people.
Oh, it is so wonderful, Dina. You know, your story is so inspiring. Actually, you know, there is such a stereotypical thinking about Muslim countries, and we know that Indonesia is a Muslim country, mostly that women in Muslim countries are kind of deprived of all the rights. They cannot do anything. But according to what you are saying, you are so active, and you have so many good friends and colleagues with whom you do so much for other people, for the society, and your work and what you're doing. It is so beautiful, and it really inspires us. By the way, it complies perfectly with the concept of creative society, which the ALLATRA International Public Movement is promoting all over the world. So I would like to ask you the next question regarding the creative society. Although you're already doing so much in terms of creation in your life, uh, how do you envision a creative society all over the world where every human, every person would live comfortably, safely, and prosperously in all spheres of life? Could you please share your vision, how you imagine such a society where your friends, family, everyone, and yourself would be happy?
Okay, thank you for the question. How I envision the creative society is a society that can represent and functions like a human body. Like if a human body, we can see that our human body can function if our limbs can work together. For example, when we are eating, we need to use our hands, both right and left hands. So, and or maybe if we want to walk, we need to work our feet together, our left and right feet to work together to be able to function and working properly. So I think for me in a creative society, uh, need to also function as like a human body where people also need to collaborate together, working together, helping each other to be able to function properly and work properly, and also be able to create something wonderful and reach the goals together. I think we need to collaborate together and supporting each other to grow and helping each other to be successful in order to become uh, a society that is ideal and can reach our maximum potential. And also in a human body, if we are if one parts of our body, for example, like maybe if our hands is wounded, we need to heal the wound. And also the other parts of our body will feel the wound too. And for example, the antibody in our body will help to heal the wound. So for me, as a society, I think we also need to be able to feel, to help if any other parts of the society get sick, or if they get any problem, or they experiencing something bad. I think we as the other part of society need to be sensitive and feel their sickness too, feel their sadness too, and also help them to heal, and help them to be back in their feet. And also in a human body, we also have different kind of limbs, have different kind of organs, where each organs have different function and different shapes and different way of metabolism. And for example, our hearts are, the function is to pump the blood throughout our body. And for example, our lungs, the function is to pump the oxygen throughout our body. So our organs needs to do a different functions in order to work properly. So I think that's pretty much the same with the society. In my opinion, our society also needs to appreciate the differences that each member of our society have. Like we need to appreciate their different way of thinking, their different way of solving problems, their different way of creating things, their different culture, different beliefs, and different skin colors. I think we need to appreciate that. And we need to learn about each other differences. We need to understand each other differences and working and collaborating together in order to become a functional society and become a positive society that can be creative and work together and give a lot of impact to our society.
Wow, that's such an amazing analogy that you just have given to us. It's really interesting how you kind of like managed to uh I don't know, I would say put it all together, right? Right? Because like we're like the human beings, we have our body and everything functions properly the way it has to, and everything works in this collaboration. So it's amazing how you just described it. It has to be done in the society for sure, like that. And also this the development of our compassion and desire to support each other, desire to empower each other and motivate each other. And whenever we face any kind of difficulties, just stand up and do something for another person to help them. And together, this way, we can basically overcome all the difficulties that we might face throughout our life journey. And thank you so much. I'm really, really impressed by that answer.
You're
And
welcome.
yeah, also, I wanted to say that not such a long time ago, we had a really amazing conference. It was like unprecedented event. And this conference was called Creative Society, What the Prophets Dreamed of. And it has been launched on different and streamed on different international platforms. And during that conference, a really interesting video was shown about the 8 foundations of the Creative Society. So right now, I would like to ask our technical support to show this video, and then we'll discuss it a little bit.
The biggest social polling in our entire history of civilization has been conducted during the last 10 years by people around the world. 180 countries, millions of people of different social statuses, denominations, nationalities talk about the society in which they want to live in. And this is a creative society based on the answers of the people from around the world. 8 foundations of creative society were established. A society where all people can live in happiness, peace, and prosperity. This is that very society that our prophets bequeathed to us. All prophets talked about the value of life, freedom, honesty, common human values, equality before God, mutual respect, and unification of people, about love for each other. They talked about the common truth and about the world which we can create. The prophet said, there will be a time when we're able to build a creative society. We are honored to live in the times which the prophets talked about, when everyone is chosen.
Thank you so much for such an inspirational video. And as I know, you already got familiar with the 8 foundations, Dina, and have read the article. So my question would be, what do you think? Are these foundations close to your culture and traditions? And what do you like the most about them? And probably which one inspired you, the most?
Yeah, I think I already read about the foundations, and I think some of the foundations are similar to what I have learned in my religion. So I think I found something that is familiar and similar in those foundations. I think the foundation that is most relatable to me is the foundation of personal development, where we can develop our own self and to reach the maximum potential of ourselves, and we'll be able to create uh, a different kind of creativity that we can do. I think that's one of the foundation that is most relatable to me.
That's wonderful, Dina. You're sharing such interesting things today. And actually, you already mentioned about your involvement in education, that you're with your friends, you do a lot in order to ensure better education for kids in Indonesia. Could you please share your point of view of such a field as education? How should it function in general in the creative society? What should be the goals of essence of education itself?
Okay, the essence of education. I think in a society we need to appreciate uh, maybe 2 aspects other than education. I think the first aspect should be good character and also education. I think we need to appreciate those 2 aspects more than just people who have money or fame. I think a lot of people in a society, most of them are a lot of them are appreciating fame or money more than good character or education. I think it is really important for our society to appreciate education, because if we are more appreciating education, so people will be able to learn more and become more more they can be more have a more I'm sorry, I forgot the English. They can be more better at their area. They can be an expertise on their areas, and also education can make us have a different kind of mindset. We can have a better mindset with a better way of thinking and solving problems if we have a better education. If we face some problem, we can think more from a wider perspective and with a longer terms and with a better solution from our problems. So it is very important to be able to appreciate education in our society. And with education, we also need to be able to cultivate our growth mindset, where our mindset needs to be a lifelong learner, where we have to be able to learn, eager to learn something new, to learn some new skills, and not afraid to learn something new, not afraid to come out from our comfort zone and learning something new to be able to face new challenges. So we need to have a growth mindset so we can learn more and maximize the potential that God already given us. So I think it is a really important to appreciate the education more. And also, I think the education is need to be spread more evenly in the country, especially maybe in my country, the education is not spread it many so evenly. There are many schools that don't have good facilities, or the teacher don't have any proper training, so they cannot really give a proper education to the students, especially in this pandemic era, where there's a lot of school that need to learn online, but the teachers are not prepared with the online system. So there are many students that just basically cannot learn properly in school right now. So it is really important for the society to have an even and spread it evenly for the education system in the society, because for me, the the nation's future generation is the most important assets in a country. If the people and the generation have a good character, good mindset, good education, and have expertise in their fields, of course they can grow, they can build the country to be the society to be a better society. For example, they can teach the next generation to become better and educated people. They can come up with better solution for the problems, and they live can think more long term and think more in a wider perspective, so they can create a better solution and can come up with more creative solutions. So I think in a society, people is one of the most important assets. That way we need to we need to educate them in order to become a better person that can think and have a better mindset. I think that's my answer.
Great, amazing answer, and I 100% agree with you in the fact that we need to make sure that education, schooling systems and so on are available to every person, every child in the world, no matter where he was born, no matter what language he or she speaks. They have to have this opportunity and possibility to basically get a proper education, because this is the foundation of our society, those little kids, right? And we as adults right now are the ones who are responsible to make sure that they get the proper knowledge, they get the proper education, so um, this way they will have the opportunity to build even a better world than we have right now, and that we will build together as the creative society. And I'm pretty sure they will be able to build the ideal society where there will be no such things as war, as hunger, as conflicts, and things like that. So thank you so much for this amazing answer. And also I wanted
You're
to ask you
welcome.
another question, like, what do you think, what can every one of us do in order to inform all people in the world of the possibility of building the creative society? So what could be the best ways to inform people, in your opinion?
In my opinion, to the best way to inform people about this positive society, I think I think what you are doing right now is already one of the best way to inform people, to be able to interview people from different countries, different cultures, different, so that you can have a different perspective. But with all of that kind of perspective, you can found one one voice and one view that can make all of the people have some similarities and familiarities, so that we actually can realize that we are actually one human being and have same 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 goals, that we have the same needs, and we are actually similar which is with each other. So I think doing interviews like this is really a good way to spread the informations to the people around the world. And maybe the other way would be to start from the ground up, so that maybe you can start like an organization and communities, starting with the communities, with the people from each of the countries, so that they can spread it, spread a word of mouth of these movements. They can take, they can tell to their friends and family to join this kind of movements, so that they also can they can explain the ideas of this movement to their friends. Because if we hear it from our friends or family, we would be able to believe it better than if we hear it from the politician and everything. So I think it is better to do ground up from the society, from the community, especially with word of mouth, because we can have a better uh, trust to our friends and family. And if I think if we started from the ground, we can make a better, a stronger bond, that our society can have a stronger bond and can work our way up together.
Yes, Dina, thank you very much. Really, your ideas are so compliant with actually what the Alatra movement is doing and what we are actually doing now, because this live conversation, we kind of tested in practice that this is the best way for people to spread knowledge, to communicate, to make friends with people all over the world, regardless of religion, nationality, skin color, social status. And it is so wonderful that there are so many people around the world with whom we share the same ideas, the same approach, and the same vision. And actually, in the beginning, we mentioned that what part of these live conversations are going to, one part of this of the purpose of these conversations is to test the famous theory of 6 degrees of connection, or 6 handshakes, which means that every person is acquainted with another person, with everyone in the world, through 5 or less social connections or contacts. And really, in practice, over the last couple of years, the Alatra movement has tested this theory quite efficiently in many, many countries and with so many people. That's why the next question to you, and maybe the final one, is, since we are testing this theory right now already with you, whom would you like to invite, or is it possible for you to invite someone from your from the circle of your acquaintances, friends, relatives, who would participate in the next conversation, live conversation like we have now, to discuss their vision of the creative society?
Okay, so who that I will invite to be able to speak in this kind of interview? Actually, I already done some invitation to my friends before, because Kate already asked me about if there's any of my friends that is interested to come and join, to be a part of the society, to do volunteering activities. And I already spread the infos, to send the infos to my group of friends. I have a volunteering communities, and I already send it to my friends in my volunteering communities. And actually already a couple of them are already interested to do some volunteering activities in this movement. So yeah, I have a couple of people from my friends who usually they also do volunteering activities, and they also interested to do these kind of interviews.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And we already contacted a couple of those people, and thank you so much for inviting them and letting them
You're
know that
welcome.
there is such a project. And also, thank you so much for joining our live broadcast today, for sharing your ideas, your vision of the Creative Society, your experience, right, working and life experience as well, because it is really useful not only like for us, the participants of today's interview, but also for our viewers and everyone in the world, because this way we're sharing our knowledge with others, and this way we're kind of like uplifting our society and the level of education as well, and the level of acknowledgement of everyone in this world. And also, I just wanted to mention to our viewers that if you feel that the idea of the Creative Society resonates with you, is close to you, and you feel that it is something that you got inspired by, and that it is something that you live by, right, in your everyday life, then what you can do is you can join the project. It is really easy to do. You can just simply go to alartriunites.com website and click on the red button, join us. Then you will be directed to the page where you can fill out a short form and share your ideas of how you can participate, what you can do, and how we can spread the information about the Creative Society worldwide. So, thank you one more time for this amazing interview. And the more people will express their desire to build a creative society, the quicker we will be able to implement it worldwide.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Kate. Thank you very much, Andina, for this wonderful conversation. It's not very interesting, but it's also very like heartfelt. I feel like my soul is like expanding from such conversation and such deep interaction with so wonderful people from across the world. Friends, we would also like to share with you the greatest news. We are now preparing for the International Online Conference, which will take place on the 24th of July at 3 p.m. Greenwich time. There will be speakers and participants from all over the world, from more than 180 countries. This conference, which is called Global Crisis, this already affects everyone, will be broadcast to thousands of channels worldwide, and it will be interpreted in a simultaneous mode into more than 65 languages of the world. Can you imagine that? Including English, Russian, Arabic, whatever languages you can imagine. You will surely find some language in which you will be able to listen and watch this conference live during this broadcast and know what is discussed there, because the topics which are going to be raised at this conference, they are very important for everyone who is living nowadays in our world on the planet Earth. It relates to various types of crises, but in order for us to cope with that and eventually to build the creative society, we surely need to know the information about problems and challenges which we will face, so as to fight with them jointly and successfully. We thank again our dear guest Andina for this conversation. We invite you, Andina, for this conference to participate, to watch it as well. And you thank everyone for watching this broadcast live. And now we will watch a trailer of the upcoming conference, and we will see you next time.
Modern civilization has reached the point of instability and global crises. The global financial, economic, environmental, anthropological, and climate crises are realities that every person is already facing. But this is only the beginning. The fourth industrial revolution and a threat of mass unemployment. Future without jobs. Causes of the inevitable collapse of the world economy if the consumerist format is preserved. The problem of overpopulation. Rapid depletion of the planet's resources. Global climate change. It's time to understand the reality of world threats. International Online Conference, Global Crisis. This already affects everyone. Is the event of utmost importance, organized by volunteers from around the world on the platform of Alatra International Public Movement. On July 24th, 2021 at 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, a live broadcast of the conference will be streamed on thousands of media channels and platforms with simultaneous interpreting into more than 60 languages. The future of humanity, self-destruction, or the development of civilization.